The UNISYS Security Index is a biannual global study that provides insights into the attitudes of consumers on a wide range of security-related issues. Over 10,500 people in 11 countries were surveyed. In Europe, this included the UK, Germany, Italy, Spain, the Netherlands and Belgium. Neil Fisher, Vice President of Global Security Solutions at UNISYS, discusses the findings.
So the latest UNISYS Security Index for the second half of this year has shown that the message about protection of personal information and data privacy is getting home right across Europe. We've had over 40% of Europeans who said that actually they take a lot of care now about how they shop online and transact online. And we've had a huge increase in Spain of up to over 60% of people who now take personal information and data privacy seriously when they actually go buying online. What sounds like a small number, 1 in 10, 10% of Europeans would change their bank if they felt that something wasn't right. Now 10% doesn't sound a lot, but when you're talking about 400 million people in Europe, 40 million people changing banks, actually that's a huge number. So I think the message is getting home. Do I buy online from somebody who I'm not too sure about on safety and privacy, data protection, or are those pair of boots really must have and I'll take the risk? Well, I think people will still do that.
If there's a really good deal, I'll just buy it without considering the security of the website.
The UNISYS Security Index also revealed that the Europeans' biggest security fear is around ID theft and loss of credit card information, with this issue rating as the number 1 and 2 concern in the UK, Germany, Belgium and the Netherlands.
Well, the index showed that across Europe that there was consistency, but it's a bit up and down depending on where you go. People are getting more confident that, or trusting that online is safe, and therefore are saying things like, yes, I'll buy those boots, rather than looking for the security features. The index showed on the sort of consistency of security that best practice, such as changing passwords, making sure you choose hard to guess passwords, is something which people find difficult to do. I think we all do. And I'd say that actually that form of authentication, username and password, has had its day. Biometrics have been used on laptops for some time. It's pretty first, second generation technology, but actually we're getting much better at it now. And in fact, at least some manufacturers will use face recognition. On mobile devices, that actually is probably a lot easier to do now. So I think it's, and more convenient, I have to say. So I think in the next sort of 3 years, you're going to see a tipping point in the way that we start using biometrics.
With an average of 30% of Europeans accessing the internet from their mobiles, consumers need to realise that this presents an opportunity to those who might try steal personal data. It seems the public underestimate the potential risks.
I have a password on my laptop at home, but I don't really use it for my mobile because it's just a pain to sort of use it every time I want to use the phone.
To be quite honest, I'm just terrible with my phones. I lost my phone several times on nights out, just dropping from your bag, you don't realize. And I hadn't thought about that it really can be any sensitive data I should really secure. So yeah, I should think about it, definitely.
The UNISYS Security Index did show that across Europe, 69% of Europeans don't even bother with passwords. Right? So this sort of thing is unlocked. If you lose it, anybody can get into it. The figures are worse in the Netherlands and Belgium, where we're up into 70s and 80%. And part of this is the fact that this new way of working means that there's a mix now of professional business information and my personal information all on the same device. Consequently, it actually needs greater protection, not less protection. So there's a training issue involved in this, is familiarization. Companies have to be more stringent about their policies. There's a whole raft of new security issues that this device has sort of introduced. People are expecting security to be there. They expect to have a trust environment when they go online with any supplier. And certainly banks and online shops need to not just be secure, they need to show that they are secure. And that tends to change their business model such that security becomes a revenue generator. Right? Whereas in the past their mindset has always been as a cost center. Lastly, individuals need to understand that there's only one sort of behavior for online, that's a secure behavior, and it doesn't change from business to home. So what you are asked and required to do at work, you should follow that best practice when you go home and go social networking. So those are the sort of lessons I learned from this 2010 second half security index.